Good evening. Call to order the meeting of the Philadelphia Commissioners Return Board for Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. This meeting is in compliance with the Pennsylvania Sunshine Act. The Philadelphia City Commissioners are a three-member bipartisan board of elected officials in charge of elections and voter registration for the city of Philadelphia. Each commissioner is elected to serve a four-year term that coincides with the municipal election cycle for mayor and city council. The commissioners set and enforce departmental policies to administer voter registration and conduct elections in accordance with federal and state voter registration and election laws. The city commissioners were created by the Pennsylvania Assembly in 1711 with a focus on taxation and held various regulatory powers throughout the centuries. The commissioners started maintaining voter lists in 1799 and took on more election-related responsibilities, but didn't emerge into its current form until the adoption of Philadelphia Home Rule Charter in 1951. We will start off with public comments. Before beginning their comments, commenters shall state where they live or if they are not a resident of Philadelphia, that if they are a Philadelphia taxpayer. Public comment is not an opportunity for dialogue or Q&A. It is public comment, a chance for you to tell us what you think.
Mr. Chairman, point of order, please.
You have to wait, and then we'll get into it. Hold tight. Each speaker will have 2 minutes to speak. However, I may extend the time at my discretion. Public comment must concern matters on today's meeting agenda. Finally, it is my responsibility to preserve the order and decorum of the meetings as such. Profane, slanders, discriminatory, or personal attacks will not be tolerated. If you wish to make a public objection to a perceived sunshine violation, please raise your hand and I will recognize you. Outbursts will not be tolerated. Anyone wishing to offer public comment, please step forward.
Mr. Chairman, point of order, please.
Madam Vice Chair, I heard you. We're in the public comment part of our meeting. There is no public commenters. We will now move to a report from Secretary for email public comments. Commissioner Bluestein, are there any email public comments?
There were no email public comments by 3:45 p.m.
We will now proceed to new business. We will begin by considering the first agenda item under new business, mail ballot sufficiency determinations. We will call up Deputy Executive Director, Compliance, vote by mail. Good evening, Dana.
Hello, Dana.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to make an objection, as I do have a point of order. Anyone making a Sunshine Act violation may make an objection at any time.
Well, first of all, okay, you have to be recognized. It's up to my discretion of decorum of the meeting. So we were going to get to that point. So, if it will please you, like I say, before Dana gets done doing whatever she's doing, then we move on to when we have comments. You can raise that issue. Would you like to wait to the other business portion? Does it have to be right this second?
It has to be right this second, Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes, you may.
I believe that the proper sunshine notice was not given for Saturday's and tonight's meeting. Specifically, notice was not placed in the newspapers. The Sunshine Act states that an agency shall give public notice of each special meeting or each rescheduled regular or special meeting at least 24 hours in advance of the time of the convening of the meeting specified in the notice. The definition of public notice includes publication of notice of the place, date, and time of a meeting in a newspaper of general circulation as defined by 45 PACS 101. The Act states that should the court determine that the meeting did not meet the requirements of this chapter, it may, in its discretion, find that any or all official action taken at the meeting shall be invalid. This is concerning given the votes that occurred on Saturday and those scheduled for tonight. I believe that we are unable to hold tonight's meeting.
Okay, so are you making a motion?
I'm saying that I don't believe that we can have this meeting because it wasn't publicly noticed.
Okay, it's on the record. I'd like to move forward.
Mr. Chairman, may I comment before we move forward?
Sure.
The opening of the return board and the official canvass was properly noticed in the newspapers. The meeting was never adjourned, and each of these sessions has been noticed with 24 hours advance notice on our website. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't believe that to be true, but
Okay. Are we finished? Can we move forward? Or we just want to sit back and go back and forth all day? Because I'll wait. Got anything else you want to say?
no, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So, good evening, Dana. You want to just say your name again for the record and your title?
Director for Compliance and Mail-in Ballot.
Sure. Can you please read the first category and number of votes?
Okay, so mail-in ballot sufficiency determination. Number 1, ID verification, no social security or driver's license on shore file. We have 1 ballot.
I move that this board accepts ballots with no social security or driver's license on the shore file. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioners, do you have any comments?
None.
Okay. Secretary Bluestein, please call the roll.
Mr. Chairman, before we vote, I would just put on the record that I do not believe we can count ballots that have not had their IDs verified, unless the voter is eligible for an alternative ballot. So overall, this category should be broken out by age of the individual voters before making a determination. Thank you, sir.
Sure, but just as a matter of rule, when I say if anyone has a comment, please make the comment at that point. Secretary Bluestein, please call the roll.
Vice Chair Deeley.
Aye.
I vote nay. Chairman Sabir.
Aye. Motion pass. We will now move to the next category.
ID verification, ID opposite of what is on shore file. We have 1 ballot.
I move that this board accepts ballots with an ID provided opposite of what is on the shore file. Is there a second?
Second.
Does anyone have any comment before we proceed to vote?
No,
Secretary
Mr.
Bluestein,
Chairman. Thank you.
please call the roll.
Vice Chair Deeley.
I vote aye.
I vote nay. Chairman Sabir.
Aye. Motion pass. We will move to the next category.
ID verification, no response. We have 0. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Take your time.
ID verification, no response. We have 32. My apologies.
Okay, take your time. All right. I move that this board does not accept ballots where the voter did not respond to the request from the County Board of Elections for ID verification. Is there a second?
Second.
Does any commissioner have any comments before we proceed to vote?
I have none.
I have none.
Secretary Bluestein, please call the roll.
Vice Chair Deeley.
I vote aye.
I vote aye. Chairman Sabir.
Aye. Motion passed. We will now move to the final category.
So ID verification, ID doesn't match shore file. We have 0 ballots.
Okay. No ballots in this category. That brings us to the end of our mail ballot sufficiency determination. Thank you so much for all your work this election, Dana.
Thank you.
The board will now take a brief recess to update the results of our computation to reflect these votes.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion that we table this reading of the results to allow for the 2-day appeal deadline for the votes that we took tonight. We have always, along the advice of the law department, built in those 2 days for the appeals.
So are you making a motion?
Yes, sir.
Is there a second? There's no second. I now call the meeting back to order. We will move to the second item of new business on our agenda, results of the canvas and computation. Dana, will you please read the results?
Hello, Commissioners.
Hello, Dana.
I'm going to start with representative in the General Assembly for the 195th District. Keith S. Harris, Democrat, had 3,162 votes. Write-in totals, he had 135. Representative in the General Assembly for the 201st District, Andre D. Carroll, Democrat, had 3,205 votes. Write-in totals 59. And that is all.
Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome.
We will now move to any additional non-agenda items. Vice Chair Deeley, do you have any other business to be raised at this meeting?
I have none.
Secretary Bluestein, do you have any other business to be raised at this meeting?
I have none, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners. I have one small non-agenda item. I would like to congratulate our Philadelphia Phillies for winning the National League East Championship. Hopefully, we bring home a World Series to our cities. There are no more items remaining on tonight's agenda. Thank you. Go Phillies.